Hello, Aries, and welcome to Ultra Instinct Tarot. My name is Andres, and I'll be the one taking care of you for this reading, Aries. How is it going? How is this new year going? I hope it started out well. Alright, so before I started this reading, I pulled a card from the Office Oracle deck. And you got card number 34. Which is, my words are powerful card. So in this scene, Jim and Pam are having some troubles in their marriage. Everything has been going negative in their marriage. So they went to go see a marriage counselor. And they had a homework. This marriage counselor gave them homework. Their homework was to watch the way they talk. Their homework was to speak more positively. So they started using words like acknowledging and appreciating each other's truth. They were told to look for opportunities. So, if everything has been going negative lately, Aries, try to use some positive words. Try to look at things from a different perspective. That way it cancels out all this negativity and it'll at least bring you back to neutral. Because that is where we want to be. In the neutral, where we can choose and see things in a more realistic perspective, because seeing everything as positive is just as bad as seeing everything as negative. Everything has a positive and a negative. They go hand in hand. The Emperor, yes. The Emperor does not see everything as negative. The Emperor is in control of his words. The Emperor's words are extremely powerful. They are so powerful that people follow the Emperor's words. Red is power. The Emperor is also a major arcana. So in the tarot there are minor arcanas and there are major arcanas. If we see life like a chess game, we are playing against life. So the minor arcanas are our moves. The major arcanas are life's moves. So it looks like all of this negativity that has been happening is to lead you to the Emperor. To the Emperor type of energy. And that is an energy of authority, of protection, of discipline. Those are all very, very positive words, right? That would cancel out negative words. This is masculine type of energy. And masculine energy doesn't fight for the sake of fighting. Masculine energy fights to protect those around him. The Emperor is our ability to structure, organize, protect and create stability. Yeah, especially if, you know, that's definitely what Jim and Pam needed, is some stability. And the Emperor does this through developing rules and systems, fostering discipline, creating boundaries, honoring values, creating boundaries, right? Both of these had to create boundaries. They both felt that the other one was stepping over their boundaries. So they had to figure out a way to match each other's boundaries. The Emperor is a protective figure who is unafraid of conflict and will defend his borders without hesitation. Make sure you are defending these borders with positive words, with opportunities. With acknowledging, appreciating, and speaking your truth. The Queen of Pentacles. Nice. Okay. Okay. So the pentacles are of material stuff. Things you can see, possessions you can own. And the Queen is mothering, nurturing all of these things. A marriage could be seen as something pentacle, right? Jim and Pam, right, started doing this homework and marriage counseling to protect their marriage, to protect their relationship. And I very much like how both of these are wearing red. So there's definitely something here that needs to be nurtured, Aries. That needs to be protected. That needs to be taken care of. So what is in your life that you feel might need to be protected? It could be yourself. It could be your relationships with the ones around you. So start embodying this Emperor. And start protecting what you have. Because after you lose it, it could be too late. Queen of Pentacles, huh? She is dependable. Nurturing. The Queen of Pentacles has a lavish home, meticulously kept with great taste. She is a warm, realistic, and practical woman. She never fusses about taking matters into her own hands. And there's a lot of you doing this. This queen knows her needs and pursues them without apology. Sometimes others can see pursuing our own needs as selfish. But how does having our own needs satisfied give us room to be more generous and giving to others? Simplicity is key. Spare yourself the trouble of drama. Don't focus on petty things, but on getting things done in a straightforward manner with discipline. Wow, this is very strong type of energy. The Lovers, okay. So the Lovers has nothing to do with other people. The Lovers has to do with yourself. Loving yourself, protecting yourself, taking care of yourself. You can't take care of the ones around you if you aren't taking care of for it first, right? This is the airplane. This is put your mask on before you put someone else's mask. How do they say it? The point is, you put your own oxygen mask on before you start helping those around you to help put their oxygen masks on. Logic says it in a cool, funny way, but I totally don't remember the words for some reason. Okay, so it looks like you have been in a fight. This marriage is with yourself. You have been fighting yourself. You have been in conflict with yourself. You might have just been using a lot of negative words lately. So if you're very tired of treating yourself negatively, because then that's gonna ripple out, right? If you are treating yourself poorly, then you will start treating the ones around you poorly. And I'm sure nobody wants to do that, right? Especially if those are people that you care about. So it's time to take care of yourself so that you are able to take care of others. Disappointment, huh? 5 of Cups. What are you disappointed in, Aries? In yourself. Why? How can we change those negative words into positive? What do you want to put your focus on? Five of Cups, disappointment. I might take a look at this 5 of Cups to see what Milo DuQuette has to say. Milo DuQuette / Aleister Crowley. For this 5 of Cups. This is Mars in Scorpio, and I had the page and then I closed it, and then I accidentally closed it. So to me that sounds like you had it in your hands. You had a grasp of what it was, and then you lost it. And this is the original title for this is Lord of Loss and Pleasure. So there's a loss here. Was there a loss because of all this negativity, all these negative words? Remember that ripple? Or that ripple effect? With this card, the Suit of Cups takes a dramatic and sinister turn. This is very disappointing because the 5 of Cups had so much going for it. Discarding the configuration of the Golden Dawn model that displays 5 empty cups arranged as a square with 1 cup in the center. Crowley has Harris arrange her cups as an introverted pentagram, symbol of the triumph of matter over spirit. Interesting. Yeah, matter is this pentacle that she's holding. So this matter triumphed over spirit. What is it that turns this card sour? Mars rules Scorpio and is very happy to be there. Not only that, all this is in Geburah, which is the 5th sphere, and the hometown of Mars. So where's the problem? The problem stems from the fact that Mars is too happy to be here. Too happy. He gets himself too excited. Yeah, remember how I said that even if, saying all things as positive is just as bad as saying all things is negative, because everything has a positive and a negative. It's that yin and yang, and that is reality. That is how life is. You can see the positive in every situation. That is okay. But seeing every situation is straight positive is no, because then that's when people get taken advantage of. That is why the devil is just as important as the God, right? Because the God includes everything. The God is going to let everybody do whatever they need to do. The devil is going to protect. He is going to say no, right? God is going to be the one that always says yes, always says yes, always says yes. The devil is the one that is going to say See, I'm getting excited, huh? So it's not good to always say yes to everything. And it is also not good to always say no to everything. Right? There's a balance of saying yes to something, saying no to some other things. So that is the problem that stems from the fact that Mars is too happy to be here. He gets himself too excited to indulge in foreplay. This makes Scorpio nervous. He ends up prematurely blowing such a fiery blast upon the relationship that it retards what might have otherwise been the slow process of passionate decay that Scorpio uses to devour and liberate her lovers. Who among us cannot understand this? Water no longer pours into the cups. The lotus blossoms have been completely blown away by the hot martial wind that has turned the sky red. Interesting, we were talking about this red. So even too many rules, is also not good. This emperor has discipline. He has rules set. But when rules are more important than the thing that those rules are protecting, then that is going to cause disappointment. The sea is now a stagnating pool. Now we can see where the earlier small cards in this suit were taking us. Love leads to abundance, which if left uncontrolled leads to luxury, which if left uncontrolled leads to decadence, boredom, frustration, and disappointment. These rules are not controlled, then they will lead to disappointment, ripeness, and the apple is red. Interesting. Okay, so this is like say you want to try something new, right? Discipline is always good when trying something new, but at some point that setting up rules, you can let go of that, and then you can just keep doing the thing. So this is ripeness. This is this letting go of the rules at some point. Right, so say you're raising a child, right? At the very beginning, short rules might be useful. They might be helpful to kind of direct, a certain way. But eventually, those rules have to be let go, because as soon as you're going into the right direction. Interesting. Okay, so talk it like programming, right? Setting rules. Okay, how I found it in my head and then it went away. Okay, imagine like a job, right? Someone's new and you're teaching them about this job. Obviously, you're going to tell them what the rules are, right? You do this, you do this, you do that. You do this, you do this, you do that, right? But eventually, you got to let them on their own, right? And that is the letting go of the rules. Because, say, interesting, this is hard to wrap around. Why is this so hard? It's like a slave, right? Do you want a slave or do you want a person to be their own person? Slaves have to follow rule after rule after rule, and they can't let go of those rules, right? Or punishment. So is that what you want? Slaveries? Or do you want people to be their own person? Right? These apples are following the rules of this tree, but at some point this tree let go of the apple as soon as it's ripe. Understanding. Interesting. See, look at, he's free. He's let go. And I'm going to read this understanding card. I think this understanding is going to sum up for some reason how hard it was to try to... Okay, and I got there very quickly. Something has been very hard. This disappointment has been very hard for you, Aries. Alright, so the bird pictured in this card is looking out from what seems to be a cage. See, this cage are the rules. At some point, the rules have to be let go. There is no door, and actually the bars are disappearing. The bars were an illusion, and this small bird is being summoned by the grace and freedom and encouragement of the others. And remember, all of this is about yourself. This isn't really dealing with other people. This is dealing with yourself. This bird is spreading its wings, ready to take flight for the first time. The dawn of a new understanding that the cage has always been open, and the sky has always been there for us to explore, can make us feel a little shaky at first. It's fine and natural to be shaky, but don't let it overshadow the opportunity to experience the lightheartedness and adventure on offer, right there alongside the shakiness. Okay, so there's lightheartedness and adventure right there alongside the shakiness. See, even while I'm reading this, I'm having trouble following along. So move with the sweetness and gentleness of this time. Feel the fluttering within. Spread your wings and be free. You are out of jail, out of the cage. You can open your wings and the whole sky is yours. All the stars and the moon and the sun belong to you. You can disappear into the blueness of the beyond. Just drop clinging to this cage. Move out of the cage and the whole sky is yours. Yeah, there's some clinging to some rules here apparently. Open your wings. Yep, that finally came out. I think that's why I caught it. Finally came out. So there's a clinging to rules, and you need to let go of those rules so that you can, because times change, right? So rules are gonna change with it, and that is why sticking to the same rules all the time is not good. Open your wings and fly across the sun like an eagle. In the inner sky and the inner world, I feel very much clearer right now after that came out. Freedom is the highest value. Everything else is secondary, even blissfulness, ecstasy. Freedom is the highest value. There are thousands of flowers, uncountable, but they all become possible in the climate of freedom. Okay, I think since I feel a lot clearer, I think I got to you. I think we got there. All right, we'll get some last advice from the Office Oracle deck. Okay. This is This is number 18. Today is about today. This is when Holly was still with AJ, and Michael kind of wanted to tell her that he still likes her and that he wants her, but he decided to wait. Today is just about having today. It's gonna take a long time, and then it's perfect. I guess it probably took a long time for this bird and for these cages to disappear. But then it's perfect. Look at those birds out here flying. Trust. If you have patience, it means you are still waiting for something that's not happening. Go one step further and let go of that patience. See, we're talking about letting things go again. See, patience could be seen as something positive, right? But in this situation, having patience means you are still waiting for something that's not happening. So go one step further. So this is definitely about this one step further of letting go of that patience. A person with no patience is completely here today. They don't wait for anything, as there is nothing to wait for. Today is already here. Everything that is happening is supposed to be happening. No rush. Today is just about having today. Yeah, I like that. Triumph. Okay, this is about, oh my god, okay. Number 8. This is when Michael ate some fettuccine alfredo, I think it was. Some chicken alfredo, something. I don't know. Fettuccine alfredo. Is that redundant? Is that 2 types of pastas? I don't know. But yeah, they had a race, and he almost couldn't finish. He was laying down on the ground, and but he ended up getting up. He ended up crossing that finish line. So conquer that human body. Make it move. Go on a run. So I think all of these would be helpful in this time. Go on a run, dance, lift weights, do yoga, do flunkerton, whatever. Any body movement you enjoy. Yeah, all of this would help. Then when your body is yelling at you that it can't move anymore, you make it move again. Michael was laying on the ground exhausted, but even when he couldn't keep going any longer, he got up and he still finished. And this relates to anything in our lives, not just exercise. So imagine this is what I'm telling this bird right here. Keep going, you can do it. You're literally there. I know you don't think you can do it anymore, but look at this is the reward. This is where we're getting. So I really hope we got there at the end. Aries. I definitely think we did. So thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you come hang out with me again soon. See ya.